In today's halftime overtime, B is for bottom. Alphabet shares are still trading roughly 10% off of their 2023 highs in the wake of the company's new AI product announcement. But according to Cerity Partners' Jim Lebenthal, the recent sell-off is over for this mega cap name. Listen.
It's been a week and a half since their disastrous response to ChatGPT. Stocks down 10%. It's about $140 billion in market cap loss. That's enough. It's bottomed.
All right. Big call from Farmer Jim Lebenthal. I mean, you used to own this and you sold it to buy Meta, the aforementioned stock that's now up a lot that was down last year.
Right.
What about his call?
That's tempting because the stock is still down 30% from a year ago, and it trades at 17 times. And so, I was kind of looking at it at the end of last year, but I think they're going to have some serious problems in search. They have a 90% market share in search. Bing has 3%. So for every
Microsoft, you're talking about.
That's right. Microsoft's Bing has 3%. For every 5 percentage point change in market share for Alphabet, that's 9 to 10% hit to operating income and earnings. And so I don't know if we have a sense as to where the numbers are going to go. That's number one. Number two, we got YouTube. That's decelerating. And you had the head of YouTube just leave today, which is disappointing. And then you have cloud, which is fine. Cloud's still growing at 32%, but the margins are negative. So I kind of put it all together, and I'm like, I just don't know where earnings are going to come in at. And you have a lot of moving parts at this point.
So you think that the Microsoft AI push was a game changer?
I do.
You're making the case for that.
I do. I mean, it doesn't take much to go from 3% to 10%.
Why aren't you looking at that stock then instead of looking and saying that Alphabet's tempting?
Because that stock is traded at 26 times forward estimates. So I get it. Yes, I can see a case for that. And cloud is obviously still very exciting for them as well. But I just think that's too expensive, at least for me. But I don't really necessarily need to buy either of them. I don't have to be involved in either of them, especially when I have still this Meta, which even though it's up a lot, it still trades at 2 multiple point discount to Alphabet.
You still look at Meta as a project, so to speak, that, you do.
I do.
You're looking at me, you do.
Yeah, I do. I really do. I mean, there's a lot they need to fix, and there's a lot more in costs that they can cut. They cut 11,000 jobs last quarter, right, in November, when they made that big announcement. 4 quarters before that, they hired 19,000 people. So they have still so much that they can cut, which I think they will. But I think the jury is still out on reels. They still have to make progress there. But overall, I like their DAUs and MAUs, and I think that they're going to be around. They're going to be a survivor. We just got to get through this slump. But I think the easy money has been made on Meta, but I want to stay with it for the very reasons that I just mentioned.
You're not exactly making a bullish case for the mega caps.
No. Well, I don't really think that.
You don't trust the fact that the valuations have come down enough. We're going like stock by stock by stock, and you're telling me why they could have further problems and they're too rich.
Well, I would say, Meta's not too rich, and there's things that Meta can do, a lot they can do on the cost side of things. And I think as they do that will get rewarded. But there are a lot of unknowns with Alphabet. There are a lot of unknowns. By the way, there's a lot of unknowns with Amazon, and that stock is extremely expensive. And he wants to double down on physical stores now. I mean, what do you have, right? It seems a little desperate to me.
Well, it's why some of these things actually may deserve the premium that they get. Like the Microsoft doesn't.
Well,
just because, I mean, it's not as much of a premium as it was, right?
Well, it's still very expensive for what you're getting, and you have a decelerating cloud business, right? And it's not a foregone conclusion that they are going to be successful with AI and Bing. I'm just making the case for Alphabet. They got a competitor that they didn't have just 2 weeks ago.
Okay.